It was exactly 10 years ago today that Trump came down that escalator and announced that he was running for president. 10 years ago today in 2015. We're going to watch some of those details about how Trump, what he's been doing since then and all the way to today, including more business announcements just today from his company. Welcome to Doug In Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Hope you guys had a great weekend. The news, it starts back up again today, starting a little slow on a Monday. So we'll do this really quick. Okay, here's up first. Trump is announced, big announcement today is a new smartphone. They announced the plans today for Trump Mobile, T-Mobile, Trump Mobile, a new mobile phone company along with a $499 smartphone. It is expected to launch in September. This one, by the way, is going to play into part of how the Democrats are going to try to impeach him for making money in office if they get the majority. If they don't get the majority, they can't impeach him, period. This is the Trump Organization announces plans for the Trump Mobile $499 smartphone. The new service will offer a $47 per month plan that includes unlimited talk, text, and data, as well as roadside assistance, according to its website. So I don't know what you guys pay per month per phone, but this is a $47 a month proposal. And we'll see what the operating system is like on the little screen and what it's like, but he is expanding his business. Now, remember, all of the Democrats are going to come in and say he's trying to get rich off the presidency. But the difference between Trump and Biden is Trump, we can look at his products. Trump has products. Even if you disagree with the Trump meme crypto coin, that is a product that you can buy. This phone is a product you can buy. No one ever once understood the Biden family's business. They never once found an object or a thing or a business proposal that you could buy, or even an expertise from Hunter Biden, supposedly being a master of international trade negotiations with Ukraine and China. No expertise, just Hunter Biden's fine art that looked like he splattered it all over like a 4-year-old. Here's a picture of that big, beautiful phone. First, look at the phone. This says, so this would be the front face that you use. And then over here on the back, it's going to be gold, which looks kind of tacky, but a gold phone. He has cameras on it. It says T1 and has an American flag. Now, I'm going to go back to that day 10 years ago. Here's Trump coming down those escalators 10 years ago. And I actually have to turn this music down because it's copyrighted. But there he is coming down with Melania, and then he's going to come down and speak. So this is known as the ever since he came down that escalator. He's got a nice speech ready. He's got his brand already up. Make America Great Again is one of the most famous brands in the world. He's got Ivanka down there. He's got his American flags. And this is when no one thought he could win. So I'm going to get him up here to the mic. Let's get his very first words. And then here we go.
Wow. Whoa. That is some group of people. Thousands. So nice. Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you. It's great to be at Trump Tower. It's great to be in a wonderful city, New York. And it's an honor to have everybody here. This is beyond anybody's expectations. There's been no crowd like this. And I can tell you, some of the candidates, they went in, they didn't know the air conditioner didn't work. They sweated like dogs. They didn't know the room was too big because they didn't have anybody there. How are they going to beat ISIS? I don't think it's going to happen.
So he was already taking shots at his fellow candidates.
Our country is in serious trouble. We don't have victories anymore. We used to have victories, but we don't have them. When was the last time anybody saw us beating, let's say, China?
There's the first use of China. And he's going into his theme of we don't win anymore, which is not a normal conservative theme at all, or a Republican theme, and certainly not a Democrat theme. But it is a populist theme. We're not winning anymore. We're getting beaten by China. America isn't great. You won't find those in the Constitution either, because it's not a constitutional position. It's populism. This is the invention and success success, the brand started here. Remember, populism, it wasn't that big of a deal back then. So Trump is the one who established this entire thing. And now, not only is his brand so strong that he can launch a phone company, but the Republican Party has moved their brand far closer to Trump than Trump has changed his brand to Republicans. So this is kind of about where did culture go? Who went where? This is before Trump completely dominated the news sector. Remember, his former opponents that he's talking about are sweating there are Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush. He mopped the floor with all of them. Now, here he is today with his new announcement on ICE. I'm going to get you all caught up on the news here. This one says, our nation's officers have shown incredible strength, determination, and courage as they facilitate a very important mission, the largest mass deportation operation of illegal aliens in history. Every day, the brave men and women of ICE are subject to violence, harassment, and even threats from radical Democrat politicians. But nothing will stop us from executing our mission and fulfilling our mandate to the American people. ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation in program in history. To achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as LA, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. These and other such cities are the core of the Democrat power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base, cheat in elections, and grow the welfare state, robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hardworking American citizens. These radical left Democrats are sick of mind, hate our country, and actually want to destroy our inner cities. And they are doing a good job with it. There's something wrong with them. This is what they believe in: open borders, transgender for everybody, and men playing in women's sports. And that is why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden, deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in the heartland. So he's doing the big rollout here. This is a bit of a walk back of his saying that we should not go after farmers and we should not go after hotel workers. But Trump is going to go into hostile territory of LA, New York, Chicago. And so it's much easier finding them. By the way, they're also more concentrated there. So it's actually not as hard for our ICE agents to have a better return for their efforts in finding illegals. But this is a major announcement. That was his big announcement. I don't know if it was last night or this morning. Now here's Rep. Anna Paulina on the communist origins of the people. So this is where Trump has ended up becoming the brand that is against communism and funding. The same ones that funded Black Lives Matter are funding this anti-ICE demonstrations. Black Lives Matter hid behind blacks, and now the anti-ICE raids are hiding behind.
Congresswoman, looking at this chaos, who's funding it and why are they funding it?
So it's actually being funded by a billionaire by the name of Neville Singham. He's actually funding a group called the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which if you look online, they are a communist organization. What they're doing is they are using Hispanic Americans the way that BLM used Black Americans during these whites, and frankly, the way that Code Pink, which is also funded by the CCP, is using Palestinians. So what they're trying to do is they're using this to usher in Marxism. But it's important to note that actually when you find and you follow the money trail, Mr. Singham is actually largely funded by the Communist Chinese Party. So House Oversight has issued and will be sending a letter this Friday with all members of Oversight calling Mr. Singham to testify before Congress. If he does not appear and does not provide documents, he will then be held in contempt of Congress, and he will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We are not playing. This is a different administration. We have the Department of Justice, and if you interfere with American politics and are a foreign agent, you will be held accountable.
We are not playing. This is a new administration. Was the main thing I wanted to sting on that one. Is Trump, a new boss is in town. That's how he did it. So here's more on that phone announcement. I'm just going to show a few minutes of the Trump brand, because this is, his brand is now famous. That's his son, Eric, and his son, that's Don Jr. with the microphone. They both run his company so that he can keep an arm's distance as president.
Great to have everyone back here on Trump Tower on this very fateful day, 10 years later. A lot has happened since then. And we're here to announce something pretty special. We've been working for a long time trying to deliver for the American people, for doing something unique for people who'd been underserved. And today we're here to introduce Trump Mobile. We've partnered with some of the greatest people in the industry to make sure that real Americans can get true value from their mobile carriers. A big part of what we've done right now in the world has been focused on technology for people who've been underserved, whether that's been in crypto or anything else. But one of the places where we felt there was lackluster performance was in the mobile industry. And so
Okay, so that's going to directly compete with T-Mobile and Verizon. And then here's a very interesting kind of bonus where Trump announces, this is back to his brand of being a pro-family brand, anyone who has a baby between now and 2029, you're going to get a $1,000 baby bonus is what he proposes.
The latest plan in Washington to support families with young children, the Trump account. It would give every American born between this year and January of 2029 a one-time $1,000 contribution to an investment account tracking a stock index. When the child turns 18, he or she could use the money in the account for education, to start a business, or buy a home.
Republicans are proud to be the party, we always have been, that supports life and families and prosperity and opportunity. And Trump accounts are all about setting up the next generation for success.
Okay, so you get $1,000 when you're 18, set aside by your government. Then here's the last one here I got. This was just an interesting tweet I found. This is on that murderer got captured, Boatler, which we'll do another video on all that maybe. But it says Donald Trump's bail bond was set at $454 million. I believe that was Letitia James. And then reduced to $175 million in New York. This is for Trump supposedly not being accurate in his real estate estimates. He got because he might bail on the country or something. He got $175 million bail bond was what it cost him. Now, Vance Luther, the shooter of those congressmen, his bail bond was set at just $5 million for butchering two people as political targets. Do you see how corrupt the system is yet? And that's why I'm happy. Trump, 10 years ago today, announced he would run for president. Who could have guessed that this would have been his trajectory? But boy, do we sure need him now. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.